all, welcome back to another town in South Carolina. In our tour today, we're visiting the town of Sullivan's Island. Sullivan's Island is an island, as the name would suggest, and we are going over the bridge onto the island now. It's technically not town limits yet, but once we get onto the other side, we are because the town limits encompass the entirety of the island. So, I'm just going off of the Wikipedia page here. I'll give you guys a little bit of background information on Sullivan's Island. It has about 2,000 people living on it. There's a lot more houses, as you'll see. You would imagine there are probably more than 2,000 people. I'm assuming that that's probably vacation rental homes, as it is a beach. It's on an island. So I'm sure that a lot of people stay there non-permanently, I guess is what I'm saying. So, Sullivan's Island has basically three different major historical facts and figures, or whatever. The first, of course, being it is the home of Fort Moultrie. Fort Moultrie was a site of an American Revolution battle in which General Moultrie it was called Fort Sullivan back then. Sullivan's Island, Fort Sullivan, and now it's Fort Moultrie because of General Moultrie. Anyway, the fort was made out of palmetto logs, and the British cannonballs, I should say, bounced off of the palmetto logs back into the water and basically allowed the Patriot troops to hold them off, and so the British basically gave up. Americans won the battle, so on and so forth. It's a pretty big moment, especially in the early part of the war. Was in 1776 when the British first tried to capture Charleston. Another thing about Sullivan's Island, a very unfortunate thing, is that according to Wikipedia, between 40 and 50% of all enslaved Africans that were brought to America were brought via Sullivan's Island. So that is definitely something not to be proud of historically on this island. And the third thing I want to mention is also a not good thing. Hurricane Hugo made landfall on Sullivan's Island in 1989. If you or a loved one, as I sound like a lawyer there, had someone living in South Carolina in 1989, they'll tell you all about Hurricane Hugo, and this is where it came ashore. So that is another historical thing that happened on Sullivan's Island. Those three things are all things, like I said, pulled directly from Wikipedia page. I'm sure other things happen, but those are it's pretty much what it lists. Anyway, as we are coming up on the fort, I do want to get that on camera before we delve into listening to some music and putting it in double speed. I basically just drove the same road there to the fort and back, so you're going to see the same stuff twice, just on two different sides of the road. And as you'll notice, this particular side of the road, you're not going to be able to see the fort good at all, and on the other side, you'll be able to see it great. So if you main reason for clicking on this is to see the fort, bear with me. You're not going to be able to see much. I'm going to do like a quick little circle, and then you'll be able to see it pretty well from the road. I didn't tilt the camera just because I had others in the car with me this time, and having people's faces on these videos is not really the point, so I didn't want to do that. Otherwise, I would have tilted it so you guys could have saw it better, like I've done in some videos in the past. But yeah, and Fort Moultrie, by the way, there it is to the left. That's it, right there, up ahead to the left. Is part of the Fort Sumter National Historic Site, or National. I don't think it's National Park, but it might as well be. It's a nice building there on the right. Not quite sure what it is. Maybe a church of some sort. And like I said, we're getting ready to make that little circle. I promise, and you'll be able to see the fort even better. There's a nice house on the left there. It was done up like a old school. Had an American Revolution flag flying, and it was just a nice house. I don't think you're able to see it well on here, but it was. And there's also some lights that were pink flamingo lights on some house that was really cool too. Anyway, there's the fort. You see it a lot better on this side. Like I said, I would have tilted the camera, but wasn't in the position to do so. But you can see enough of it. I'm sure, as anything, it will look better in person. Anyway, I'm going to shift this into double speed, get us to the Isle of Palms, which is probably not going to be what's next on YouTube, but it's where I visited next. Anyway, that was Sullivan's Island. Well, this is Sullivan's Island. Enjoy the rest of the video with some music.